Hello and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament qualifier. This is qualifier number 4. This is one of 2 restreams that's happening today. We've got on this one here, it's Amarith and RadicalSniper99, 2 of the mods from the main tourney team here. So a little battle of the moderators. I am Sabotender and I am joined by my good buddy Drossi in the booth here. Drossi, how you doing, man?
Yo, I'm good. Survived the week. That's always good. Survived April Fool's pranks.
I
Right.
feel like I fell for a bunch of them.
Yeah, always quite a few going around there. But we're almost out of it.
Yes, thankfully it is. Yes, we're approaching the safe period again. So yeah, yeah, we're this one should be just getting underway pretty soon here. A lot of people entered this one today, over 100, which is a great turnout for a late Friday night race here.
Yeah, and Amarith, like you, is a West Coaster, but Radical Sniper and I are East Coasters. We're just crazy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, we at least from North America, we've got a pretty wide turnout since it's a weekend. Probably some like super late night Europeans even in the mix, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, this is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing these two. Of course, I know both of them quite well from over the years here.
Yeah, definitely been around in the community for a while.
But both kind of up and comers who can definitely uh, knock out some long timers on a good day.
But most definitely, which is, I think, why we've decided to feature them today here. And we're underway. How about this?
And just a piece of heart in Link's house. Ooh, early check. That was a red crystal at desert and regular crystals in the other two.
Right on. I always like to see crystals in the light world. Easy, quick dungeons that hopefully we'll get access to quickly and easily.
If only, right?
Yeah.
But really, the implication is that means there are 3 pendants in the dark world, and so you hope those eliminate the need to go into some of the more unpleasant dungeons.
Absolutely.
And wow, they both Uncle Route, and we're gonna get 20 arrows for our troubles.
Man, I've seen a lot of people doing Uncle Route. It's a good one. I also like it. Today, it is just not paying out, though.
Yeah, but at least it's a quick save and quit.
Oh, I just realized that we've got Hollow Knight and Hornet, I think, here. So we've got two sprays from Hollow Knight, which is pretty sweet. I wonder if that was planned. Maybe they had a little chat beforehand.
Those are their regular sprites. Now that
No
you've
way.
said that, I remember I've definitely, seen them play each other before, and this has come up before. So, yes, it's just one of those fortunate coincidences.
That's awesome.
I mean, they're friends too, so I'm sure they each know that the other uses a very similar sprite.
Oh, debated by those bombs. That is so unfortunate.
Just a slightly poor way for the bush crab to toss it, but since there's 8 of them and there's another bush crab in the Lost Woods, I'm sure Jessica's far uh, off from getting them anyway.
Right on. And as we are just getting underway here, we want to always shout out our tracker, Clear Mouse, doing the buttons behind the scenes today. We really appreciate Clear Mouse stepping in and do some tracking duty for us. She's
And here
awesome.
she is also on the mod team, so she's supporting her fellow mods.
Yep, yep. All right, so far a bunch of junk. We're not really seeing anything too exciting yet.
Well, we have what, like 48 pieces of heart in this mode?
Yeah, that's about right.
So that's nearly a quarter of the entire item list, including dungeon items, are pieces of heart.
Mm-hmm. We do find the flippers, though. The item that eluded me in my attempt to qualify here on the last race that we ran here.
Yes, well, not being an ice rod cave is a good thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure of 108 people, there's someone who's putting off the Lost Woods, but I can't imagine too many people aren't going to get those.
No one does that, right? Come on.
I definitely know there are people in this race who make a point of not going to Kakariko first thing just to try to benefit from some divergence, because, again, the large majority of the runners, including these two, go to Kak early, so...
It's the most dense location, as we all well know. So I mean, it makes the most sense to hit it up first. But it always is nice when if you do decide to diverge early on, and you might find a flute or something of that nature. That when you do return to Kakariko, you got one more thing that you can take care of when you do visit the village.
But in this particular case, so far it's given them a sword, so that alone, I would say, makes the early Kak play worthwhile in this season.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's our bottle vendor money sitting in a chest.
Yeah, that can be one of the risks to come into Kakariko early if it is very rupee poor. Then that bottle vendor sometimes is a little tougher to collect for.
And speaking of rupee poor, a lot of rupees have been taken out of the item pool here to make way for those 48 pieces of heart. And boy, did that
Fire
bottle
rod.
vendor money just come in handy. Fire rod for $100, I'll take it.
Yeah, good deal.
Amarith freeing the cuckoo, Radical Sniper trying unsuccessfully for the cuckoo clip. Everyone's got to do something with a cuckoo, right?
Yeah. Some nice sync right here.
Now there's a cuckoo you see get freed less often.
Mm-hmm.
And no bottle yet, so we'll be skipping Sick Kid. That's kind of interesting. Berna sitting there on the library. Something, if you get the boots early while you're still relatively low health, you might actually go back for that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're heading to Sanctuary here, I guess, for Back of Escape first before we start to head for South Shore or Eastern, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense since you save and quit after CAC anyway and you have the early glove, so why not?
Yeah, and you're going to save and quit after these checks as well. Can we go further? We might go back into the cross, perhaps.
Yeah, if we get a small key, that fire rod puts the cross in logic. And indeed we do. And yeah, this early in the seed, I'm sure the runners are saying, I got this super early fire rod. It may well be pointing to something in Dark Cross. Unfortunately, they don't actually have much magic when it comes to trying to light the torches, and neither of them has been successful at doing so. Radical Sniper actually having trouble getting the key rat. It looks like he hasn't made it out of that room yet.
If he gets away from that left side, then that rat can be pretty tough to track down.
Yeah, looks like he's just kind of trying some sword swings and giving up. Amarith, meanwhile, makes it to Dark Cross, and it's just another 10 arrows for all that.
I'm sure that's going to be a check that Radical Sniper is going to want to get back to. We know it's nothing, so hopefully, for his sake, he just kind of leaves it and never returns. And our first bit of real divergence here, Amarith going for Eastern, and we've got Radical Sniper heading down to South Shore.
Hey, there's our bottle for sick kid. Wow! That's
Huh.
like a very interesting closet. Bottle, mushroom, and mitts.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 fetch quests and 1 absolutely required progression.
It's been a lot of Titan's Mitt Dark World access in the first couple of qualifier seeds that we've had so far.
By the way, shout out to Oro in chat for pointing out that these 2 runners did face each other in the Open League quarterfinals just a few months ago. I knew their teams had faced each other, but I hadn't looked up to see if they specifically had faced each other. And that was actually a battle for promotion to the Invitational League. Radical Snipers JKLOL beat out Amarith, Zelda, and Chill 3-1 in that series.
Interesting. Okay, so the mushroom yields more arrows, which is that must be all of the 10 arrow packs that are in the pool. We've already seen 4 of them so far. Yikes. Meanwhile, Radical Sniper found the lamp in Mini Moldorm Cave there, so that is nice. More ways to light up the world here.
And since I now looked up that race, it was a cross keys race, which Radical Sniper won in 235, so it must have been a pretty bad cross keys seed.
So basically, any cross key seed.
I mean, I've seen you do cross keys faster than that.
Yeah, but they're all bad. I never have fun while I'm playing it. All right, so doing a little bit of rupee collection here, Radical Sniper. Just trying to get above that 500. Thinking about heading over to Zora after this.
Yeah, Zora very much in logic with the flippers and a glove. Either one alone would put Zora in logic. And since all the flippers checks are in logic, Radical Sniper is going to do the full loop around as Amarith now is kind of retracing his steps through Mini Moldorm Cave. I guess the lamp was the only particularly useful thing we got out of here. Well, I guess, and also most of the way to Zora money.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, and the Flippers give us Moon Pearl from Hobos, so there's our Dark World access, except Radical Sniper doesn't know that yet. It'll be Amarith's Dark World access.
The flags for today's race, the qualifiers are all just open mode. Got the kind of hard item pool going on, so we are limited in a number of hearts, shield, armor, and sword upgrades. Kind of max out at certain levels. So pretty straightforward seed here, as all of our qualifiers are running the same rule set, just so that we can get a solid, even sample of races for our qualifiers.
And the one noteworthy thing that might actually affect logic here is that we are not using progressive bows.
Yes.
And that has come up in some of the earlier qual seeds, that there is only one bow in the pool, and the first seed, in fact, that bow was in Pendant Pod, so if you didn't need to go into Pendant Pod and could mimic clip, it would end up saving you a lot of time. Hey, and welcome to our 38 Raiders from SpeedGaming 3. You've joined us for Qualifier 4 for the ALTTPR main tournament. Just bees in a bottle from the ferry.
Alrighty, so Radical Sniper, starting from Sank, might be heading up the mountain. Can't really do too much up that way. We've got the old man, and then we can take a look at Spec Rock and see what's going on there. But we know that the Dark World Access is hanging out at the Hobo there. Amarith picked up the... oh no, we need the Gold Glove, the Titan's Mitts, over in Eastern Palace. Or sorry, Sahasrala's hut. Ah!
You'd hit it eventually.
I know, just pick every spot on the map and just start listing them off, and I'd get it right eventually, yeah.
But yeah, Radical Sniper's going to run out of checks pretty soon, otherwise. Amarith is, I'm sure, going to use her Dark World Access. Probably check Sick Kid first.
Yeah, we picked up that bottle down in South Shore, I want to say. Oh no, it was in that same weird Saha closet,
it
right?
was bottle, mushroom, and mitts, and Witch's Hut is a bit out of the way without the flute, so I doubt anyone's going to rush to do the mushroom turn-in.
Well, I think Amarith did, and it was another one of them. It was bombs or 10 arrows or something. It was another like kind of junker, and then she, you know, whatchamacallit, did the thing
I
with
missed
it.
that.
So she can maybe fake powder. What's that called again? I can't remember. My brain stopped working.
Yeah, well, you need Samaria to fake powder, but oh yeah, she hard reset. Okay, well,
Hard reset. Those are the words safe scummed. Hard reset. Yes, those are the words I'm looking for, and I didn't have them in my brain.
There was the map check. I caught a 5/6 at Thieves and blue and red pendants at Meyer and Pod. I did not catch green pendant. Did you?
No, I did not. Pendant, Pod, and Misery Meyer, I think,
Yeah,
also?
the non-green pendants were Pod and Misery Meyer, and it looks like Clear Mouse has lit up Ice Palace as the green pendant for us. So
Yes, there
thanks,
we
Clear
go.
Mouse, for catching that. And chat confirming that Ice was green pendant.
Yes. All right, so Radical Sniper giving us a couple of checks that we have not seen yet. Front of Escape, which our tracker Clear Mouse pointed out. It should be all goodies up here. Still holding out on that, doing that eastern side of things, so not going to get Dark World access. But yeah, that's interesting. Ice Rod, how about that?
Which is absolutely required with TR as a crystal. So, in terms of where Amarith is, Thievestown and Skullwoods are both clearable and both crystals, but without the hammer, Amarith will have to skip the big chest, which may or may not contain an actual item, as we find ether for the first item here in Thievestown. And wow, Front of Escape just coming up everything with the Cane of Samaria.
That's pretty interesting. That's a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah, so as soon as we get East Death Mountain access, and a hammer, wow, and Thievestown also coming up pretty interesting with Ether and Cape so far. But yeah, we're pretty close to being able to do TR. We really just need a hammer and either mirror or hookshot.
Yeah, lots. Our runners are getting a lot of items early on here, which is it's interesting for to see how that kind of affects what they decide to do. It makes the seed kind of open, but nothing that's super definitive that will be driving our runners anywhere in particular. So lots of stuff is nice to see, but it might not be leading to anything in particular at this moment.
Well, Ether and Samaria, we could be a flute away from being able to do Misery Mire.
Yeah, we seem to be missing like one little piece here and there to kind of really start to connect some dots.
But I'm also sure these runners are hoping not to have to go into Mire.
Yeah, true.
Like, honestly, with what the 3 pendants are, these are dungeons you hope you don't have to go into.
Yeah, really, I agree.
And there's our 3rd item out of Thieves, so a decent chance that the 4th item is not going to be in the big chest, and Amarith won't need to worry about having done this all without the hammer.
That is a good feeling when you're waking your way through Thieves' Town without a hammer.
Meanwhile, Radical Sniper finding Sahasrah's trove. Didn't have too many options. I think he just had Aegina and Eastern Palace left beyond that.
Yeah, and given that's Dark World access, and that's, you know, a lot of things that we can start to check, you want to get into the Dark World as soon as possible. It would have been interesting to see if he decided to go for Eastern Palace being right over there, but I think, you know, makes sense to skip out and try and, you know, get going with the seed, maybe.
Okay, so that was Compass and Blind Cell, which means the small key is in the big chest, which actually means Blind's out of logic without the hammer. So,
Yes.
useful to note both in case Blind has some sort of progression that it's logically locked by the hammer, and if we happen to do Desert and open up Pyramid Fairy, that's also logically hammer locked.
Yes, right.
Though we'd need either the Flute plus Mirror or the book to get into Desert.
So far, the blind fight looking pretty good on Amarith's side here. Picture
Also,
perfect.
given how we really haven't seen much magic lately, and there's our 4th item and it's junk, this will be our first full magic fill, the refill that comes after any pendant or crystal grab.
Alrighty, so Amarith checking out of Village of Outcasts here, heading up to maybe the bumper ledge here?
Well, she just got that cape, so that makes sense before going into Skull Woods, especially if it turns out to be like Master Sword or Hammer or something that could be nice to have beyond a fighter sword, but just a vanilla piece of heart. Radical Sniper giving us a bit longer of a map check than Amarith did.
And after taking a look at that map, opting to head into Skull Woods here first.
Interesting. 6 Hearts Green Mail Fighter Sword. We'll see if he tries going all the way to Moth. Whereas Amarith is just passing up Skull Woods altogether.
Yeah, I can see skipping out on Skullwoods for now. Whoa, that was pretty quick there. Bombos Medallion. Okay.
Oh, always like when you're not digging forever, right?
Yeah, totally.
Of course, well, actually, we've had Ice Palace open to us this whole time, which, again, it being a pendant, you probably don't want to think about.
Yeah, and I guess it would be kind of gnarly to navigate parts of it. You're gonna have a tough time in there, so you really wouldn't want to do that now. Although technically, yeah, we can get in there and get a look at a couple of things.
Right, still hammer locked from completing it. And we have found one item so far in Skullwoods, and it was just a piece of heart.
Looks like Radical Sniper is not afraid of the moth, going for the boss, it looks like here.
Yeah, going right for the boss in case that's the second item, and then he can just get the heck out. Pretty junky hype cave, but it does give Amarith an extra heart and a refill.
Yeah, it's kind of a tunnel of love there.
That's a good one. I'm gonna keep that if we find like a lot of hard pieces in hype cave. So let's see this moth fight. Fighter sword spins. I believe it's 16 fighter sword hits, but of course you can also use the fire rod for a few hits.
This is a really tricky fight with just the fighter sword. Moth doesn't usually play nice, so it's a tough one.
And just a reminder, wow, there we go, nice. Just a reminder, this custom item pool does not have mail upgrades, so you are forced to do it on green mail. With that being the compass, we will be going to bridge chest next. There's still another item in here somewhere. Meanwhile, Amarith took her flippers in one of the whirlpools and comes around to Catfish, who yet another piece of heart.
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, did you guys consider the implications of 48 pieces of heart?
Just yeah, totally. We just wanted, you know, more love to be spread around Hyrule. It's a beautiful thing, really.
So just to give a slight recap for chat, Radical Sniper did the front of Escape, where he picked up both the Ice Rod and the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while before Amarith gets over there again. I think kind of an out-of-the-way spot to go. You've got a lot of other things you'd rather explore at this point, but with 2 necessary items in there, she'll be there at some point in the race. It's going to run out of locations at some point.
And I guess she's making a pendant pod play now, because there's nowhere else she can go from here without saving and quitting.
Yeah, and just from what we've seen, there's the second item in Skull Woods, Piece of Heart. So just some junk in Skull Woods, unfortunately. For what we've seen so far, Pendant Pod might be the play here. I don't know what else we got.
That's true. We're locked out of a lot of stuff. We still can't do anything more on Death Mountain than the 2 checks Radical Sniper already did. We don't have the flute, so we can't go to Mire area. Ice, we did discuss that there are a few checks in ice, and that would probably not be what these runners are hoping to see for their progression, so I can appreciate Pendant Pod over Pendant Ice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, let's see if we are bow locked. I'm going to say there's probably going to be a key here. Yes, I was right. Yeah, so we're going to keep digging into this dungeon here, see if we can find anything else. Yeah, I feel like just one little piece could really crack this one open. We've got a lot of items to work with here, but just a hook shot or a flute, something like that would really start to kick this one off a bit.
Well, there's the big key in front. starting to limit our options because to logically unlock the back, we need 3 small keys not bow locked. And there's the second. Amarith not breaking logic yet. So the only thing she has left right now... Wait a minute. The vanilla big key chest wouldn't be in logic. Pod key logic confuses me.
Oh yeah, I try not to think about it. It just hurts your head. But Amarith taking a stab by heading into the back here, hopefully pulling something out that will help her out.
And maybe it's in logic, and maybe it isn't.
To be determined.
Well, that one doesn't help her. Ooh. So that's the mirror in the basement.
You know, that's nice, but that's not the right timing for the mirror. I mean, it's just like, do you do K45? Do you do Graveyard Ledge? Do you go up and do Hera? Like, it's kind of like you gotta run pretty far to get to any of those, and those kind of suck.
Well, Amarith hasn't done the mountain yet, so that might be a bit of impetus to do Hera.
Nice hammer jump there.
Oh, got the silvers. Nice to have. We will absolutely need the bow to beat Eastern, so that guarantees a silvers Ganon fight. Speaking of Eastern...
I guess this is one of the good things about picking up that mirror in pod there. Immediately flip it and head into Eastern Palace, which neither of our runners have done.
Right, so we have either 2 or 3 items available here, depending whether Armos Knights has one. We still haven't seen Aegina.
Yeah, that's another tough check to try and figure out when you're going to hit it. Especially with our Flipper's start to this seed, that drags everyone who's going to South Shore to all the Zora checks instead of heading out to the desert. So that tends to get isolated in a seed like this.
Oh, and meanwhile, this is unfortunate for Radical Sniper since Amarith just found the mirror and we know it's available. He's doing mirrorless Smith Chain.
Definitely makes this a little bit longer, yeah. We'll just have to see when he decides to stop the Grand Tour, if he stops at Hype Cave, or if he goes all the way to Catfish with that.
Nothing out of Eastern so far.
Mm-mm.
I'm thinking Hera with that mirror just because. I assume there's nothing on Spec Rock or someone would have said something.
Alrighty, so Radical Sniper definitely doing the full world tour. Had to be careful here. We're down to 1 heart. Trying to get all the way to Catfish.
Though, if he goes up to pod here, okay, he's not going to pod. If he went to pod, the Smith would magically turn into Kiki and return to whence he came behind that rock.
Okay, so nothing of importance in Eastern Palace. So we got to take that mirror and use it somewhere else, I think.
Yeah, and Amarith's going for the mountain. Makes sense. I mean, that's 5 checks from her perspective. I'm just realizing, did Radical Sniper not do the back of Thieves Town?
I don't know if he touched it at all.
He did. He got Ether and the cape.
Okay, so he's one of them players that likes to wait for the hammer, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a good gamble because you've gotten 2 items in the front and didn't get the small key, so... Yeah, you can lose out gambling the back, but it's relatively unlikely.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sniper is going to turn in that Smith and not turn the Smith into Kiki, as Amarith does her spec rock checks and finds nothing of value.
It's kind of funny how this seed has developed. We seem to pick up, item after item right off the bat there, and things were looking good that this was going to be kind of speedy, but really kind of hit a wall at this point, looking for one piece of progression to kind of crack this one.
Well, at least Hera's an available crystal, so we're going to have to do it sooner or later anyway.
Yep. Just to answer in chat there, this is just an open mode seed with a modified hard item pool. Which means that there is one less sword upgrade, there are no mail upgrades, one less shield upgrade. So we just kind of cut some of the safeties out of the game a little bit to make this a little bit more challenging for our runners. But it's otherwise just a standard, open mode seed, 7 crystals, defeat Ganon, all the usual kind of stuff that you're used to.
So, as far as Hera goes, since we still don't have the hook shot, Herapot is out of the question, so we have to get this vanilla big key after the coffee break if we want to climb the tower.
Yeah, that is one of those tricks that's in a lot of runners' arsenals at this point here. Herapot and one of the icebreaker in Ice Palace. When you enter the dungeon and you don't have the items you need for these tricks, runners sometimes forget that, oh yeah, the vanilla way to do this dungeon.
So, Radical Sniper is now back doing the back of Thieves. He won't find progression here, but he will find that he's not leaving anything behind, and he'll get a 5/6 crystal for his trouble. And gee, I wonder why they call it Compass Chest in Hera. So good old Moldorm has our remaining item here.
Moldorm with Fighter Sword is a bit of a pain in the butt.
I mean, it's how the game wants you to do it.
This is true. I guess we get kind of spoiled with the randomizer that we forget that this is actually, yeah, how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be this uncool of a fight.
Yeah, when you have to do NMG Moldorm or Landmo, people tend to not be too happy about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
As Amarith gets the bug net for her troubles and her second crystal. Oh, yeah, and with a bottle plus a cape, Amarith was thinking Spike Cave and then realizing, oh, need a hammer.
Yeah. Or it could have just been picking up that fairy. Maybe that was the purpose all along there to get into the Dark World. Who knows?
Oh, she's gonna do Skullwoods. That could make sense depending on her comfort with Fighter Sword Moth. That gives her a safety.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Radical Sniper done with Thieves Town there. Not too many options left. Probably going to have to do the pod play. Pick up that mirror. As we've seen with Amarith so far, not finding too much with the mirror. We're down to Graveyard Ledge, Cave 45, and I guess Purple Chest is part of this as well.
Yeah, and looks like, as you say that, Radical Sniper is gonna go grab Purple Chest. Oh yeah, here mouse our tracker pointing out that we do have the infamous first chest swamp available.
Oh my. That would be something.
What was it? We had 2 quals last year where Fire Rod was in that chest or something like that.
It did become a meme. It was pretty brutal. Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, Purple Chest isn't the answer, but this is going to put Radical Sniper in position to check Agena for the first time, which is a Spear 1 check that we're seeing 42 minutes in almost.
Now, if there is something here, he's going to feel pretty bad, but he doesn't realize that the person he's up against here in this restream, at least, did not do that check either. So we'll have to see what this is.
Amarith also still hasn't done Front of Escape, which is giving her a bit of trouble here in the middle of Skull Wood since she doesn't have Samaria.
Yeah, getting those mummies to stay still, sometimes a little bit tricky. Making use of the boomerang though. So Agena had nothing, so we're really kind of getting bottlenecked here. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, from Radical Sniper's perspective, it's just Pod and Eastern, but unfortunately, the only portal he has access to is CAC portal, so he's going to have to go all the way across.
Yeah, just the way this seed is rolling out so far, it is not doing our runners any favors.
Oh, right. He does have ice as a choice. He could have gone there, but, like...
Ooh, yeah. Swamp Hammer would be a pretty bad spot for the hammer to be hanging out. It's just not one it's not a location that a lot of runners think to go to first for it. So it's going to end up with a seed that is going to have a lot of runners last locating that, because it's a lot of work to get into that dungeon, and just for one check, which always feels bad. It feels like a pretty big investment of time. So yeah, that's why Swamp Hammer bad. Swamp Hammer very bad.
But still possible.
Still possible.
By the way, nice call by Amarith a few rooms back. Something you don't usually see, Ether to wipe out a whole bunch of Gibdos.
That's smarts right there, yeah.
Like, I'd immediately think Bombos, but Ether animation is shorter.
Yeah, there's even that to consider. Yeah, right. That's nice.
And Amarith didn't even come close to needing that fairy.
Yeah, that's two really quality Mothula fights we've seen from our runners today, which is really nice to see.
So Radical Sniper is going into pod after that very long walk from the one portal he can use. He will get his mirror, which will help for going back and forth at least. But we'll have to see where he takes that mirror, since nothing Amarith's done with it has given us progression.
Yeah, we're really getting down to it. I think Amarith is even closer to being done with all the checks. Might get to our graveyard ledge or K45 sooner. Yeah, otherwise we're dipping a dungeon that we can't complete. Well, we're doing that in pod right now with Radical Sniper, but and I don't blame like either runner here. Like the locations that we have left are very unfortunate. Yeah, Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, going into those dungeons hammerless, you just don't want to do it. So it's tough to make that call.
And then, as you said, Graveyard Ledge and Cave 45, both of which are one-offs.
Yeah, yeah.
Amarith probably got to do Graveyard Ledge from where she is.
Yeah, I think that's a good call right there, I think. Ooh, Radical Sniper trying to game the system a little bit here with a Mimic Clip, which is allowed, to get into the right side of pod here. They'll get access to 2 more chests out of logic at this point, but hey, they could crack the seed open for him in a different way, and as long as he can kind of reverse logic everything, might work out.
At least one of them has to be a small key, though.
Yes, this we know. Yeah. Oh, piece of heart at the graveyard ledge. That sucks.
Did I mention we have 48 pieces of heart in this seed?
You did. Yes, and we're all very happy to see so many of them making an appearance in this race today.
And I'm just surprised Radical Sniper is taking this much of a gamble. Like, he's gotten the big key, so he knows there's at most one item over here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of effort for at most one item.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess at this point, he's weighing out his other options, and he's just thinking that, especially because he doesn't have the mirror yet. He doesn't have that knowledge, because that would definitely, if he had seen the mirror already, I feel like he would have chosen not to do this.
Right, but the mirror was in the back. It was in Rupee Basement.
But he gets the clip, which is awesome. We're going to get a sneak peek at something that is not in logic right now. Okay, one key. We knew that was going to be there.
Ooh, so 2 small keys there. I think that mirror is logically bow-locked. I'm sure someone in chat will be happy to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think...
Wow, so that that means that this something else is up here. We got to try and figure out what exactly is going on in this seed.
So either Harmless Hellway or Vanilla Big Key Chest has something. But it could just be a dungeon item. I didn't keep track of whether Amarith found map and compass. Okay, Harmless Hellway has something.
And did Amarith not do Harmless Hellway?
Correct.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
I don't think she was expecting 2 keys on the right side. I think she was expecting that Harmless Hellway and Vanilla Big Key Chest both had small keys locking themselves.
I think you're right.
Oh, yep, and here Amarith is taking that mirror and trying that one check that she can do in Swamp.
Yeah, so this has been a topic in the chat so far, so we're going to get to see it in action here. We're going to see if the one item that we can get access to here is going to be the thing. So first chest here is going to be the small key always to get in. And then it's this next chest is the one that we are interested in.
And Radical Sniper has pulled his mirror. He should do Harmless Hellway next. Yeah, so this will be new information for us on both sides at the same time. Just some love for both. With more love.
Wow.
With more love for Radical Sniper.
So I think we're down to 45 or Ice Palace.
So Amarith skipped Cave 45 while walking the purple chest over? That's kind of unusual.
Oh, and we're saying that mirror might is it still out of logic? So it's Hammer Ice Palace. Is that I think
Hammerless Ice Palace, yeah. Pendant Ice Palace.
Ugh.
Oh!
Oh, this seed is getting unfortunate.
So, the issue I'm trying to figure out with whether the mirror is in logic or not is that one of the 3 available keys was in Vanilla Big Key Chest, and I never know how that plays into the logic.
Okay. Alrighty, so the flute, you know, it's a nice thing to have. It's still only giving us a little bit more to look at. We're gonna head over.
Gives us desert.
It does give us desert. So yeah, we got desert, and we can kind of peek around in the mire area, see what we can see.
2/3 chance we can get in. Well, no, we don't have boots or hookshot to actually do anything in mire, even if we can open it.
Yeah.
Chat also reminding us, for all Amarith knows, Hammer's in front of Escape.
Yeah, that's a spot she's definitely abandoned at this point.
Okay, mire is openable. It's Vanilla Ether.
No good.
Yeah, now we find out if Desert is boots locked. Note that we're almost an hour in with no boots.
Yeah, it's felt like it. All right, so we could get both of the items out of Desert Palace potentially, depending on how it all shakes out in here. We'll see. And we got checkerboard after this, most likely.
Well, one item is a piece of heart. We are not getting it off the torch, but that also means Desert is not boots locked.
This is kind of the annoying Desert Palace layout, unfortunately. Got to go back to the big chest to get the small key, and then there's maybe one item over there. Do you go all the way over?
I think you do Landmo first, hoping for the second item on Landmo, and then you never need to touch right side.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right there.
Okay, so Radical Sniper is now, again, taking his mirror to do Hera. Totally makes sense. Again,
Yep.
only available crystal to him. And Desert will unlock Pyramid Fairy. Recall from the layout of Thieves' Town that Hammer can't be in the pyramid.
Yes. Alrighty, so heading into the Landmo fight, we want to try and use as much Fire Rod as absolutely possible, because with just the Fighter Sword, this would be a much slower fight if we can't get these Fire Rod shots to connect.
Yeah, she has enough magic for 7 shots, and with perfect execution, it takes 6. But unfortunately, she misfires 3 of them, so
It's going to drag this fight out a little bit longer, but at least a couple connected, so we're getting there.
yeah, she basically got 1 Landmo and got 1 shot on the other 2, so there go the other 2.
Radical Sniper trapping himself in the little cage there, choosing not to take the coffee break in the coffee break room. It's just that focused.
And there is an item on right side Desert for all that, so time for a long walk for Amarith.
Oh, making you go all the way. Ugh.
Suspense is building.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Wow, okay. That's pretty trash. That sucks. I mean, it wasn't Ice Palace like we thought it might be. Surprise right side desert there. That's not cool.
Yeah,
Feels like it's just that's gonna funnel a lot of runners. Like everyone's gonna have to follow the same kind of general sequence that Amarith has gone through so far here to get to that point. There's not really any way to cheese that and really pull off some kind of like god route to get there. It'd have to be like a really clownish like early pod play to pick up that mirror, but most likely not what our runners would like to do.
Okay, Amarith's now back to Link's house. Is she gonna do Pyramid Fairy and escape?
You know, this is probably a really good time to do that. We know there's stuff there, but yeah, this is good thinking before heading up the mountain to clear all that out.
And down goes Moldorm for Radical Sniper. That'll be his third crystal.
He's just going to have to keep following the breadcrumbs that are leading to a desert palace. He'll run out of checks soon, though. Only got a couple more to do before he'll be heading over there. Although he has left Cave 45, having done the Smith chain already. It's kind of leaving that in a tough spot for him to pick up that flute.
Yeah, and where's he going with the Sank start? Is he just doing a one-off graveyard ledge check?
Yeah, probably.
Matching big 20s in Pyramid Fairy, so that's not our next progression.
I mean, that would just be too easy, right?
I was thinking, though, Amarith will realize this once she does the front of escape. 2/3 chance we have Turtle Rock access.
And
And
that's yeah.
if we can get in, we can full clear it.
Yeah, and if you've got 2 of 3, you're thinking that you've probably got the goods, you know? So you'd probably give that a go if, yeah, if you can. Especially because, like, here we are, front of escape. This is like the TR starter kit, basically. The Cane of Samaria and the Ice Rod. 2 things you definitely need in that dungeon.
And we had the early Fire Rod, and we've been sitting on the mitts since forever. It was really the hammer that prevented us from going over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing Radical Sniper now takes the long walk over to Cave 45?
Seems likely at this point, yeah. Otherwise, I think there would have been a save quit to something else at this point.
Right. Again, of course, Cacus is only Dark World Portal. Oh, Amarith going for the swag with the freeze the guard and throw him at the guard.
Alrighty, so that's all of that for Amarith.
And I think this will flute to 1. Yep, here we go. Ooh, fake powder coming in from Radical Sniper. Have not seen Magic Bat yet. He also just blew his portal, though.
Yeah, he'll have to go reclaim that if he wants to keep going to 45 there. Oh, another one of those darn heart pieces.
Yeah, fake powder is rarely anything useful, but I have very occasionally seen races won on it.
And I have seen that, you know, Radical Sniper's routing has been, like, pretty thorough. He's checking everything that he possibly can. So that came, you know, that idea popped into his head, and he thought, okay, I'm going to be over in this side of the world. I'm going to take the couple of seconds it takes to do that check and give it a go before I carry on to K45.
course, then he'll have to walk back to the weather vane to activate the flute.
Yeah, it all feels so time-consuming. You know, every check that you're doing here at this point, you're running out of locations, and you're just kind of getting tossed around the map. Kind of sucks.
Oh, and TR is Quake, so we cannot immediately get in. How much you want to bet it's sitting in like Super Bunny Cave or something silly?
Oh yeah, it's definitely under the mat here for sure. But that's so unlucky.
Well, 2 vanilla medallion requirements today. Hey, and there's our Master Sword only an hour and 3 minutes in.
Right on. This game's got a whole lot easier. Alrighty, so Radical Sniper has his flute, is beelining towards the weather vane there to release the duck.
And Amarith now doing the light East Death Mountain checks, 8 items between Spiral Cave. Don't you love Spiral Cave without the boots or hook shot?
It is the best, man. I mean, a long walk around in circles, you contemplate life. It's great.
Well, they say like doing a labyrinth increases your self-awareness or whatever, so maybe this is like that, right?
Definitely. That's what they were going for.
And we should note the one other check up here on the mountain that is in logic besides Paradox Cave, which Amarith's about to do, is Spike Cave.
Yeah, that is something that we could also do.
I mean, I think she will if she doesn't turn up something in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, probably gonna have to, right? Yeah.
And by something, I mean Quake, because even if you get like hook shot or whatever, you still want to check Spike Cave while you're on the mountain.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be really gnarly if there was nothing here, and actually we got to go deeper into Swamp Palace to find something. Not that I want that at all. I do not want that.
A lot of money in Paradox Cave, that's for sure. But
Ooh.
0 progression. So yeah, you gotta do Spike Cave now. It's the only other thing you can do on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no other good time to do it.
Yeah, it's been it really felt like heading up the mountain after all this time would finally get us something, and it's turned out to be a big bust. So yeah, we're back to kind of where we were before almost, with Swamp Palace and Ice being places that we can check.
And I think at this point you do Ice over Swamp.
Probably because you haven't touched it yet. Like, yeah. But I mean, all could be answered here with the Spike Cave check that Amarith is going to do here. Oh yeah, Hammer Pigs as well. Good call out in the chat there.
Again, so fun to do the vanilla way without boots. And Spike Cave wasn't the answer.
No, it was not. This seed is like, it's giving our runners, one item that fills them with hope that that things could start to turn around, and then it just immediately slams the door in their face again. Oh yeah, Clear Mouse is just bringing up. Did you hear that there's 48 pieces of heart in the item pool here, Drosy?
No, I totally hadn't.
Yeah, someone was talking about that earlier. Yeah, 48. That's a lot.
Hey, and we'll get a little prediction going because our next major progression is going to be either the bow or the hook shot. So, which do you think we'll get first?
Ooh, interesting. I feel like it's probably going to be the hook shot. Well, I guess it could be the. I mean, yeah, the Quake Medallion could also pop up at some point and get us into Turtle Rock there.
Right. Yeah, there's no good way of doing a three-way prediction, though.
That is true. Ooh, nice bombs.
And first item in ice, just a piece of heart. Radical Sniper doing the same route through desert as Amarith, so he'll get his hammer after Landmo.
Yeah, just given the layout of the key situation in that dungeon, makes the most sense to try and, get a little lucky and hope that Landmo had the item we were looking for.
So this check over here may or may not be in logic because we don't know about the hookshot logic for ice.
There we go. Nice icebreaker from Amarith there.
And that's the second item already, and we've only gotten 2 pieces of heart out of ice.
Yuck.
Big key and 1 small key right side. I think that means that the big key is logically hookshot locked.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I freaking never remember ice key logic when it gets this deep in. I think if we had 2 small keys not right side, and the big key on right side, it wouldn't be hookshot locked. But
Yeah, you really got to know your stuff when it comes to the key logic. Something that I feel I am lacking in.
iced tea is definitely in logic. Cold stare may or may not be, but iced tea definitely is.
Yes, you are right about that.
And Amarith is going up for iced tea.
So Radical Sniper has got the big bomb trailing behind him there. Wanted to take care of this now that he's finished off Desert Palace. I'm sure really stoked about that hour and 10-minute hammer find.
And just the map in iced tea. So Cold Stare has our last item, does have something behind the green pendant as well.
That is something else that I'm sure our runners are thinking about here with the ice play. Alrighty, so with that hammer, Radical Sniper, following kind of what Amarith did earlier on there, heading over to the mountain, you finally opened up this location that's got a lot of item spots to check. you're really excited. You're thinking that's definitely going to be the answer, so that makes perfect sense as to why he's headed that way.
Okay, I was just reading up on Ice Palace hookshot logic, and Cold Stare should be logically available without the hookshot, since we
Oh,
did at
okay.
least have one small key. No, but the small key was behind the big key. It was in the big chest, so maybe
Oh, so
not?
maybe not.
I'm
Ooh.
confused again now. Right, I forgot
Alrighty.
that the one small key that wasn't on the right side was behind the big key.
Hmm. So Amarith probably going to turn in that green pendant right away. You spent all that time in that dungeon. You're going to want to see if it leads to anything at all, because the items inside Ice Palace were nothing at all.
Speaking of nothing at all, that Master Sword for Radical Sniper is the only thing he's gonna get up here on Death Mountain.
Yeah, unfortunate. Oh, so Amarith skipped out on Zora here. I don't think she had the money when we had access earlier in the seed. Radical Sniper did kind of do a little bit of farming to collect a little extra dough for that.
And now money's basically burning a hole in Amarith's pocket, so might as well get rid of 500 bucks.
Yeah, totally. He's just bringing love. Get him. So probably green pendant here. Or not. That's cool too. Oh, hammer pegs, right? We haven't seen that, right? Yeah, right?
That's true.
Also, burning magic with the cape there for, I guess, a fake powder situation.
Right, so Amarith's clearly gonna fake powder. And she doesn't even have to sacrifice her portal to do it.
Nope, this is going to be pretty quick and easy.
Oh!
Ooh.
Well, that retroactively puts Green Pendant in logic.
Yeah. Man, that's tough to figure out, like, given how brutal that hammer location is, like, how you get to that check first before doing other stuff, and that's pretty hard. So that hammer pegs was going to be a spot that a lot of people are going to leap behind for a while.
But yeah, I think Swamp's got to be your next play now.
Yeah, I think that seems the most reasonable. I can't wait for Swamp Palace to be completely empty and the goodies all in Hookshot Cave at this point. But yeah, finishing off another crystal is definitely the way to go, I think, at this point.
Also, while we have a break in the action, those are not the runners to follow. Let's try to get that cleared up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Kid Rocker and Mockwing and Zenega are all really great people, but oh yeah, none of the details are updated. Cool. But we want you to follow these runners here.
Should be refreshed in a minute. Just give it a minute. But the other thing I was going to say is if you want to see another perspective at the same time, we are streaming 2 other runners with 2 other commentators and another tracker on ALTTP Randomizer right now. We have Willard J. Bradley and Brewers fan JP over there.
Yeah, that is a good duo as well. That'd be a good one to watch if you're looking for a little more action to see where those guys might be compared to our runners here.
And Amarith about to show us why the rest of Swamp is hammer-locked, because you can't push this lever without the hammer.
There we go. Commands have been updated. So yes, as you can see, those are the links to our 2 runners today. Yeah, just get over there and show a bit of love. Quick follow would be really appreciated. They're putting on a show here, and they're hardworking people in the community here. We really like them. So yeah, really appreciate it if you could just give them a follow. Unfortunately, Radical Sniper has fallen into the trap here of heading into Ice Palace, not going to Hammer Pegs, but can you blame him? This looked like the play. We were talking about it early on in the seed, that we were given access to this dungeon pretty early. It looked like a good fit. Turns out there's nothing here at all.
And Amarith making straight for the left side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point you're just in like full clear mode. You don't want to be leaving anything behind after just how dumb some elements of this seed have been.
I'm a little surprised she's not doing Diver Down, but she was here.
Hey, that's not like easy, man. Some people can't do that. Like, it's tough.
You mean like 2 people calming this race?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're in the booth, man. We can't do no diver downs. It's tough.
Oh yes, and Shout's talking about this. Once we get to groups and brackets, this mode will be one of 5 possible modes that the runners can play that will be randomly chosen for them about 5 minutes before their race starts. Ooh, Amarith doing the swaggy but risky play there. I have seen people get locked out when they've tried to hook clip across that block and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, but not today. That looks really cool. Nice little bit of swag.
So Quake and Bow are the 2 things outstanding. Hey, there's the powder. That's always a good find.
Definitely a nice safety to have. You can turn those anti-fairies into fairies. But yeah, we've checked that spot already. The magic bat came up with nothing.
And with this item pool, with only 1 bottle available, powder can be seriously useful, especially late in the game. So Drop talking about Diver Down without magic, and yeah, you can't do Samaria Diver Down, but there's still Bomb Diver Down.
Ooh. Alright, so Radical Sniper takes down Cold Stare, has that green pendant, probably going to turn it in, and also be disappointed by what Sahasrahla is holding on to, so it's going to have to be Hammer Pegs after that, I think.
Yeah, here's the flute to 5, so we'll finally see what that is. Would be funny if it's the bow and...
Oh, that would be weird.
Or maybe Quake.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Chat hoping for vanilla boots.
Yeah, boots are a lost cause at this point. So unfortunate.
Oh, God! It is vanilla boots!
Oh, come on. Yeesh. I mean,
Well,
that's great. That's great. I mean, boots anytime is great. You know, it just everything feels better after that. But holy, didn't
time for
expect that.
Costume and Bonk Rocks.
So yeah, I mean, could be required.
Yeah, could have something in Bonk Rocks. Could have GT Big Key on Torch. I mean, I hope for her sake that Amarith goes and turns in that green pendant.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Just the Arrow of Destiny in Bonk Rocks, though. And here, being out of magic is making things difficult for Amarith, because if she could fire some Fire Rod or Ice Rod shots on Argus, that would have made that fight faster. But what can you do? And I think there may be an item in the big chest.
Do you spend the time to go back in? Oh boy. Amarith has had enough. Wants to get away from Swamp Palace.
Could also be the compass. I wasn't completely counting dungeon items.
Looks like our tracker Clearmouse is letting us know that compass in big chest is very likely.
There's Radical Sniper's hook shot. Amarith finally doing Ice Rod Cave at 125. We don't know anyone else who would do Ice Rod Cave this late in the game, right?
Oh, no one. No, everyone's already done this before. Yeah, for sure, yeah. Except that it's what I do almost every seed, because I hate Ice Rod Cave so very much. Alright, so Radical Sniper has the hook shot. He's going right into Swamp here, so this is good. He's going to be finishing this dungeon off. Yeah, it's getting tough here. We're trying to figure out where the last piece of this puzzle might be.
Chat reminding us that we can now get into Mire as Amarith picks up her boots.
Oh man, I had forgotten about that. Yeah, that is a possibility. That's 2 items in there. It would be very unfortunate if something was hanging out in there.
And, of course, Ped is still not possible until we get the bow.
Yeah, so I guess it could have Quake on it potentially, but that is something we really don't want to think about.
Yeah, you kind of want Quake to show up before the bow, honestly, because TR is usually a full clear or close to it. Gives you an extra mountain climb, but you're probably going to have to do that to get to Hookshot Cave anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So where will Amarith flute to? 1 or 6? Not surprisingly, 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're heading for Hookshot Cave. You're hoping that your medallion is there, and you can just kind of slip right into Turtle Rock right after that.
And Amarith's running laps here to get away from the dead rocks. Good calisthenics, right?
Cardio is important.
It's just amazing all these item-heavy locations coming up complete busts like Swamp Palace or Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I mean, the odds are in your favor that something's going to be there, but yeah, so far all the the go-to kind of usually pretty solid locations have turned up with nothing.
So Radical Sniper has plenty of magic. He is going to do a Samaria diver down for us. And there's the D. First chest.
Boy, oh boy.
And no quake, so we go right back off the mountain.
Oh my goodness.
So I would probably Portal to Dark World. Yep, Amarith's doing it. And then Ymir, you do Armos Knights. And then Amarith hasn't even done Bowlocked Pod yet, so that's certainly
Right.
preferable to going over to Meyer.
Yeah, there's no easy way to route this one, unfortunately. It's been pretty rough. One little piece here and there kind of slowly dragging us to the finish line.
I would like to note that an hour and a half in, still no finishers.
This seed really is proving to be a long one for sure. There was no good way to do this. Even in a field of 103 or 104 or so.
108,
Yeah,
I think.
108. Is that where we got up to today? That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like this seed will work out as a pretty good qualifier for a lot of folks. Taking this long and then not really too many ways to deviate. So we should have a lot of finishers kind of come in at around the same kind of time. But still a ways to go. We need to find a Quake Medallion, and fast.
I'm actually surprised that Amarith is finishing Pendant Pod before doing Crystal Eastern.
Yeah, I am a little surprised as well. Yeah, I mean, you're starting to think the worst case scenario, I guess, and that would be that you're going to have to do all 3 pendants to get to the pedestal. I can kind of see what you're thinking, maybe at this point of a race.
Still, I mean, or did we get 3 items out of Eastern already and she knows Armos doesn't have an item?
I think we did get all 3 items out of Eastern Palace, so Armos is just the boss kill.
Okay, so then this makes more sense. I mean, does it have to be this or Meyer? Or Ped?
Yeah, I know, right? All just wonderful options. Alrighty, and Helmasaur goes down. Anything good? Nope, just another one of those pieces of heart.
Now, if Amarith's been counting, she knows there's one item left in pod between the big key chest and Harmless Hellway, so it'll be interesting to see if she goes back for it. Yep, she's been counting. We know it's just a heart container.
Yeah, unfortunate that it is right in the back. So and she's going to do a vanilla big key chest first here.
And Radical Sniper about to get his bow.
Yeah, and with this, this is, I think, going to really tighten up the race, because Radical Sniper, having done all of pod, if he goes for the boss kill that on Helma, that might take a little bit of time, but could be in Armos Knights around the same time, almost. Well, close-ish, I guess.
And there's Amarith's heart container. So do we really just have Meyer and Ped left?
I cannot believe it, but yes, I think we are down to those two locations. All right, Radical Sniper, he's going for pod. Yeah, this, at this point, there's so few things to check. Ped is actually a reasonable percentage chance at this point. So, yeah, might as well finish this dungeon off.
And I'm thinking, given all these item placements, chances are most runners will get boots.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty likely that runners will be picking up boots along the way. How did he not get the jump there?
He was just a bit too off-center. So yeah, Amarith has a lead over Sniper of, what do you think, 2-3 minutes? Probably 3 minutes.
Yeah, that seems about right at this point, yeah.
Of course, since Meyer's the place they have to go next, their Meyer routing could affect things.
Yeah, that could make things a little bit spicy.
At least the Silvers are making enemies really nice and easy.
That's a good point, yeah. I like how even at this very late stage, when there's not that much left on the board, chat is still come up with some really awful things that can befall our runners, like a fetch quest item in Meyer or the book being on the pedestal. Like, these are things we do not want to see. I do hope we see a bird toss. That would be pretty sweet.
At this point, I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah, right? I think it's required. You gotta toss that bird.
I mean, you're this deep in, you're seeing no one's done even, so you know it's not going to be pretty. There you go.
Yes! I mean, if you're not following Amarith yet, you just saw a bird toss. You gotta follow her. You gotta. All right, Radical Sniper finishing up Helmasaur King there. Going to flip over to Eastern Palace, take care of the Armos Knights, and head over to Meyer after that as well. We're just looking for a Quake Medallion. That's all we want.
Out of curiosity, who rolled this seed? Was it like you or Rick or who? And can we have them never roll a seed again?
You know, I think I must protect the identity of the person that rolled this seed. I can tell you it was not me. I'm usually I've been rolling a lot of these, and I apologize, but yeah, not me this time. Oh boy.
I'll have you know, Drosy, it was not me who rolled this seed. Thank you. Bye.
Well, that was Adirondack Rick, everyone. Also did not roll the seed. Yes. Yeah, that is true.
I just saw that you were the one who opened the race room and Rick was the one who kicked off the race, so that's what raised my suspicions.
Yes, who could it have been? Who?
I mean, this seed is a thing of beauty that, like, 108 runners of all different ability levels, and no one's finished.
It really, yes, there really was no good way to do this seed. So yeah, I think that alone shows that, yeah, it was really something special.
I've seen AD keys seeds go faster than this. I've seen cross keys seeds go faster than this.
Yeah, and you know, given the way that qualifiers generally work, someone figures it out, and someone posts a really good time, and it's just not happening today. Radical Sniper finishing off the Armos Knights. Heading over to Meyer. Let's see what he can find in here. Joining Amarith finally in the same dungeon.
Vanilla Big Key, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is primo right here. All right, now do we get a bird toss?
I mean, we'd better, otherwise Amarith has a moral victory. Okay. Oh no!
Whoa! Airball. Jeez, is that Russell Westbrook? Holy.
That was a fail right there. Tempered sword?
Nice, nice. We like that.
And Vitreous has the second item.
Boy, oh boy, this is something else.
Okay, Amarith kicking up some dust, hoping to preserve Spooky. We'll see if she got it. She got it. Nice. For those of you not as familiar with that glitch, basically you trick the game into thinking the fire rod is somewhere it isn't, and so it winds up hitting some switches that are about half a screen north of you.
That's a really nice, succinct way to kind of put that glitch, because there's a couple of steps involved, and the setup seems kind of elaborate, but yeah, when you really break it down, that's kind of what is happening there, and that's nice and easy. I like that.
Down goes Vidi for Amarith. Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
man.
chat's getting their wildest dreams fulfilled. We have a pet seed.
That's awesome. That's just so great. That's totally what I signed up for when I wanted to do commentary over this race.
You sound so excited.
I really am, man. You know it.
I guess the only question now is book, shovel, or Quake itself.
Oh man, just be Quake, please, please.
I still can't believe this for all the awful locations, and then it turns out to be a ped seed.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Enjoy the ped music. And it's
Oh,
Quake. At 144.08, Amarith is in go mode.
that's this is nasty. Entering go mode at 144. Oh my goodness.
And we still have to do TR.
Oh yeah, we got a whole dungeon and a tower to climb. Like, there's so much left of this. Like, like a sub 2 is gonna be good at this point. Like,
Jumping off bridges, no, Amarith, the seed isn't that bad.
oh man, oh man.
But yeah, Amarith's been showing us she really does know her fairy locations. Been picking up a lot of them.
Yeah, really good like game knowledge there, to kind of have that in your back pocket. When you're only on green mail, everything hits hard. So to be at full life as much as possible is the way to be. So yeah, for TR, if the key layout's friendly, then we can save a little bit of time. It's still, there's no really, surefire way to make this dungeon go quick. But we can cut a few corners here and there, maybe.
So meanwhile, we'll let you entertain yourselves during this dungeon. Do you think it's going to be a quick big key or a long big key hunt in Ganon's Tower?
In Ganon's Tower, I feel like the seed is finally going to cut our runners a break here. I got a feeling that we're going to get a big key at least somewhat early on. What's our prediction looking like? 1 to 11 or 12 to 22? Wow. Everyone's piling on the bets for deep. Yay.
And there's Radical Sniper's go mode, 147.02, so just under 3 minutes behind Amarith. So certainly within the range of GT routing divergence or execution difference.
Yeah, GT routing could play a really big part in the matchup we're seeing here. Left versus right, Dark Magician, full left. There's different ways it could shake out. Yeah, we could see a flip flop on who's on top here in this one.
And of course, in terms of the prediction for GT Big Key, will go by whoever enters GT first, most likely Amarith.
We're starting to see how everything is really, beating up our runners here. Amarith running a little low on life. Oh yeah, vanilla big key there. That's unfortunate. You want to try and save at least, 1 or 2 checks in the dungeon, but not to be today.
Nice fortuitous full magic drop for Amarith. Unfortunately, with that big key being vanilla, we have to go the long way around here and check the big chest. And good thing she did, because that small key is probably going to be needed. In fact, it absolutely is going to be needed, because we couldn't steal a key.
Yeah. Hey, yo, yeah. On the upside, though, we did skip Mimic Cave.
Hey, did we talk about half magic? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. We haven't seen it.
Well, because you may have noticed that Radical Sniper and Amarith before him got a small magic out of a chest, which is not something you normally see, and that's because we've taken half magic out of the item pool.
Aha! There we go.
So now the bets are coming in a bit heavier on a quick GT big key.
Ooh, key first chest there on Laser Bridge. That is nice. Saves us a little bit of time and some dangerous laser skips there.
Yeah, you do love to see it, and, we have tempered silvers and nice safeties like powder and cape. We've got everything we're looking for. Absolutely nothing we could be missing out on in the rest of Laser Bridge. So get your final predictions in. The window is closing.
Ooh, making us sweat just a little bit there. Amarith going down to 1 heart, but finishes off Trinex there. Yeah, we got the prediction going, but yeah, by all means, let's throw some numbers in the chat if you feel like it, where that big key might be specifically. Yeah, 1 to 22. What are we thinking? I think it's going to be early, man. I'm thinking, maybe just chest or location 3.
I'm thinking random room, but hoping to see a full left to go there.
Okay, so that's like, what, like 10,
10-ish,
11, 12, 13,
yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
But given how popular the Dark Magician meta of going left and then right is getting, I'm expecting to see Amarith do that.
Yeah, is that really, that's picking up, right? Like, people are big on that, right?
Yeah, it's the last year or so, it's really caught on with a lot of people.
Yeah. I have a tough time committing to that, but I can see the upside of it, yeah.
But Amarith is doing the more traditional Hope Room first. And with the small key, that's the gamble. This is now the fastest routing if you can get a small key out of Hope Room and then just take it to Compass Room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Bit of a quick swap mishap there.
Wanted to fire off that arrow, and that kind of backfired. Unfortunate.
Ouch.
Well, she's all in on left side now. We're feeling left side.
I mean, I wanted to see a full left, but not that way.
Yeah. Reverse DM strat. Nice.
And there it is in Stalfos' room. That was, I believe, check 5.
Yes, that was 5.
So the Optimists carry the day.
And that benefits a good deal of players. Anyone who's doing Dark Magician is going to check out that Stalfos room first, or yeah, pretty much first. So yeah, that could play into a lot of people's hands. I mean, if Radical Sniper just goes left right away, he'll make up a fair bit of time on Amarith here.
Yeah, that would be check 3 if he does it that way.
Oh man, didn't I say 3? I said 3.
You were just hoping for Radical Sniper to do it this way.
Yeah, that was it.
But he's going right, and unless he also has, you know, an accidental mirror, he's probably going to take longer and actually do Compass Room. I mean, in hindsight, the accidental mirror was a pretty great strat.
Yeah, it kind of worked out in the end. Silver Arrow's taking care of Landmo 2 there. I also really like giving the block the drop kick there. Something about it is really satisfying, I gotta say. I like it a lot. These lasers are kind of scary. Alrighty, no need to wait around for a key from one of the Helmosaurs here. We have enough to make our way to the end.
Yeah, kind of surprising. I guess it, even with using that key to go right, it helped with there being a key in the Stalfos room before we got the big key.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Moldorm 2 going down much easier this time. We had the Tempered Sword this time around, so only 2 hits there, a spin and a slash. Amarith heading for Aga 2, Radical Sniper heading into the gauntlet. We're really getting down to the last few minutes of this one. Not a bad double there. Bit of a trickier second pattern there. This one also kind of sucks. Almost with that second one there. They're getting pretty out of sync. This is getting a little bit gnarly.
Well, at least they're lining back up here. I mean, still a bit out of sync, but at this point you just kind of take it one at a time. There we go.
Yeah, there was not a lot of opportunities to make that one really quick. Some tough patterns for sure. Alrighty, heading into the Ganon fight here. Amarith has everything that she needs, equipment-wise, that at least this item pool can provide, so should be a fairly quick fight.
Probably not quite under the 2-hour mark, but if everything goes well, under 2:01.
Yeah, I can definitely see under 2:01 being a possibility here.
She gets through phase 2. I mean, she does have silvers, and she does have lamps, so I guess she figures that's all the magic she's going to need for phase 4.
Yeah, should be enough.
That's Radical Sniper onto Moldorm 2, so Amarith's still up by more than a Ganon fall, but all things considered, Radical Sniper did a good job keeping this close. Trying to think what the key plays were in all this. I guess Amarith getting the hammer sooner, which is a result of getting the flute sooner, which was a result of getting the mirror sooner, so...
Yeah, all of those pieces kind of came together, and a quick Ganon fight, and we are finished here. Amarith going to be crossing the finish line any second now. Get your GGs in the chat. An official racetime.gg time of 2 hours and 35 seconds.
Yeah, good for 18th place in this field of 108, which is really not bad. And to give you some idea for reference, the race was won by Ganon's Gone Wild, who finished at 149.09. So we almost had no one within 150.
That's really incredible that no one could put anything better than that. This seed really was just punishing through and through. So hey, let's see maybe if we can get Amarith in for a quick little chat.
I might as well wait for Jesse to finish Ganon at this point.
That is a good point. So yeah, we'll just we'll wait it out here. We'll cheer on Radical Sniper as he takes on Ganon here, and yeah, then we'll chat with both of our runners to see what they can make of this nightmare of a seed.
Oh, and Radical Sniper's got a nice position for phase 2 here. Doesn't even need to use the cape. And to give you an idea of, how hard people had keeping this seed under 2 hours, second place finisher was Killer App 23 at 150.29. And then just to get to third place, your teammate P-Train, 153.13. So third place out of 108 was already a 153.
That's unreal. Yeah, it just shows just how tough a seat this really was for our runners. But Ganon fight was no problem at all for Radical Sniper here, taking down the big pig. Get your GGs in the chat for Radical Sniper. Coming in with an official racetime.gg time of 2:02.51. Good for 22nd place.
And it also goes to show, even though he spent longer going over to Compass Chest, he actually made up some time on execution because that's a smaller margin than their time difference pulling ped.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of a cleaner GT for Radical Sniper. But hey, we are now joined by Amarith for now, and Radical Sniper Jesse coming in as well. GG's to both of you.
GG.
GG, that was a funny one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were looking at the race room. I mean, did you start to see an hour 40 and no one's finished yet? What the heck is going on?
I am a
Absolutely.
hawk of race. It could be a bad habit, but I hawkishly watch.
I generally don't look at them until at least like the hour 10, 20 or mark, and I'm starting to look at it while we're going through. I'm like, okay, I'm not even close to go mode yet. It's an hour 40. There's something wrong here. Something's amiss.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. I looked at every gamble I thought about. I was like, somebody went to Ice Palace early. Somebody goes to Swamp Palace and checks the front of Swamp. And then I finally get the ability to clear that dungeon, and there's nothing. Or Ice Palace, the green pendant has the boots, and you're just like, every step of the way, if you gambled, this seed punished you. I was like, I'm glad I didn't gamble, and the only gamble I really took, I feel like, was mimic clipping, and it was bad.
I feel like I only took a couple reasonable light gambles, and they worked out pretty well to my favor, I think.
Yeah, I think you had a little bit of an edge for most of the seed, just little cuts here and there that kind of worked out. But as you guys are both saying, there really was no way to shave off a good chunk of time. Any kind of kind of clownish play even is not going to work out. You know, that flute kind of being the key piece. Like, how do you get to that quickly? You just can't. The seed wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, and I mean, that pod logic was something else. But it was like, you do Thieves Town, and you realize, okay, Thieves is Hammerlock, and it's a 5/6. You get to pod, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to mimic clip it. I don't care. Maybe I should have bought a potion, but money was tight. And then you're like, okay, well, there's 2 keys on the right side. Let's do vanilla big key chest. Oh, wait, it's a 5-key pod. Oh, thanks. Yep, perfect.
Yep. The PUBG logic was quite something there.
Yeah, we were trying to figure it out in the booth here. We were like, is that in logic or not or what? So it was fun for us as well.
Oh, and by the way, I just calculated part time. It's effectively 152. So you both cracked 90.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
you know, I said I ran my first qualifier on Wednesday, and I think I got like a 94 or a 95 on that one. And I was like, that's gonna definitely be a drop. I'm not gonna replicate a 90 in these quals. Like, I'm gonna have a lot of 80s and I'll be happy. And then tonight happens, and you're like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm in about that initial position that you were in, because it's like my first 2 that I ran, first one being Wednesday, were like 80 and like 82. So I'm like, all right, this will be nice to have a high drop once this finished.
Yeah, that's probably the only upside to a seed like this is that score that you'll likely pull out of it, because running a seed like this is not fun.
Honestly, that was the thing. Like, qualifier
It's kinda fun.
qual 1 being a week ago almost, and looking at the par time for that one, and then we're here, you know, and the par time has just gone up every qual.
Mhm,
What
mhm.
was it, like an hour 3 or 4 for the first one, an hour
That's right,
20
yeah.
for number 2, an hour 40 almost for number 3. This one we're pushing an hour 50. Like, oh my god. At least I think this is the worst it can get. Like, I don't see a lot of worse placements of items.
No, this is pretty gnarly.
Depends on your
And-
definition of worse.
Yeah, right.
And apart from like the fact that there's non-progressive bows, even if this were a regular open seed, I don't see it being much better. I mean, yeah, you could have gotten a bow-locked bow out of Dark Maze if this had been progressive bows.
But that, you know what? Honestly, that just disincentivized. Like, if I got a bow there instead of silvers, I beat Eastern. and then pod becomes that just much more of a last location for ped.
Oh yeah,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
I did pod with Eastern because I was like, Eastern doesn't have an item, pod has an item, and everything left looks bad.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to go to Meyer, and I'm waiting for the book to show up. At a certain point, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be book. It's not gonna be pedestal. It can't be. This can't be a
No
ped
way.
seat.
Well, chat wanted book on pedestal.
I'll tell you, chat. If it was there, I would have read ped for you. Promise.
They were asking for it.
That reminds me.
It is the greatest text of them all, so I would have read it.
Yeah.
Speaking of quick memes, we did appreciate the burb toss from both of you. Jesse, I'm sorry yours bounced.
Yeah,
Bounced?
I'm apologetic for a bounced bird toss. I hope my Samaria kick made up for it.
Sure did. Yep.
Actually, Samaria reminds me, going back to Swamp, Amarith, I know you're out of magic and couldn't do Samaria Diver Down. I guess you don't do Bomb Diver Down?
Yeah, that's the excuse we'll go with. Is I was out of magic and I couldn't use bombs. I'm actually just really. I know how to do it. I'm just in practice at it, and I don't feel confident enough, especially in a large race like this, to be like, okay, I'm gonna waste 30 seconds doing this. Like I'd rather take the 15 whatever seconds, do it the other way, and just be done. Just go the way you're confident.
Right.
Yeah, and with a part-time like this, it's not a huge time sink, all things considered.
Right on. I don't know if there's anything left to be said with this one. We've kind of talked about almost everything about it over the course of this last 2 hours. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we let you go for today?
More
Thanks
like this, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take more of these. I think I might run tomorrow's. I don't know. We'll see if
Nice.
I feel up to it in 12 hours now.
Yeah, right.
God. But
Yes, I guess it's not much over 12 hours from now.
Mamma mia.
I don't expect an open sea to take 2 hours.
No.
I did one of
Most people
the
don't.
I did one of the asyncs a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I finished it, and I was like, this is the first time in however many months or a year I've had an open over 2 hours, and then it happens for a qualifier, and you're just like, why?
Someone's annoyed Sahasrabot for sure. The seed rolling has been primo for sure.
And yet you're continuing to protect their identity.
That's right. We will never tell you who rolled this one.
Yeah, that one's lost to a sea of .duns, so...
You'll never know.
And there's no way to pull those chat logs.
No
way.
Right on. Well, GG's to both of you. Excellent showing here, and your scores are going to reflect that. Great job all around. So good luck on the rest of your qualifiers as well.
Thank you, and thanks for picking me for Restream. Much appreciated. It feels like I got that DM today. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Me?
Yeah,
That's right.
same. I got the one, and I was like, yeah, I'll lose that hill. I'll lose on that hill. I'll die.
And still faster than your cross keys seed in the league playoffs.
Yeah, which this is technically a rematch, sort of. So.
I was going to say, Amarith and I have a history of just running into each other in races.
I think this is actually the first time I've actually beaten you, aside from the first time in Plando all that long ago.
Yeah, that was my first ever tourney, was against Amarith and Plando tourney.
That was a while
We got
ago.
history.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was that 2020 or 2019?
That
Must have been 2019.
2020. It started in
Okay.
2020 and then finished in 2021. Because the Plando tourney finished in 2021 as we were doing qualifiers for last year's main.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's right.
Right on. Alrighty. Well, it's been a fun evening of rando action here. It's been really awesome to have my co-Condrasi in here with me. Always a pleasure to be doing commentary with you, buddy.
Absolutely. It was a blast, as always.
Yeah, and our tracker, Clearmouse, who stuck with us all through this. Really appreciate you clicking those buttons behind the scenes. That's really appreciated. And yeah, that's going to do it for us. Dross, you want the final word, buddy?
Yeah, we should shout out qual number 5 that we've kind of alluded to. It will be at 2:10 p.m. Eastern, so a little over 12 hours from now, on SpeedGaming 2 and on ALTTP Randomizer, and we will have a different set of 2 runners on each of those channels being featured. So you'll definitely want to check that out as well.
Alrighty. Well, with that, I guess have a good night, everyone, and we will see you for more main tournament action in the coming days and weeks.
And thanks for watching.